Welcome back, legends, to Big Bucks Coins, the only channel in Australia revealing the hidden wealth sitting in your hands. And today I'm telling you right now, D.O. Not blink, because what I am about to show you is not just shocking, it is earth-shattering. Today, at this exact moment, someone in Australia is living with a secret treasure sitting quietly in their home. A treasure so powerful, so unbelievably valuable, so insanely rare that if they knew its true worth, their entire world would flip upside down. And the craziest part? This treasure isn't hidden in caves. It isn't locked in vaults. It isn't buried in sand. It's hiding in the coins we use every single day. We're counting down the top 5 ultra-rare and most valuable rare coins in today's market. And these coins are not just valuable, they are treasure class, fortune class, life-shifting artifacts. Coins whose values are rising every single sunrise. Coins that collectors are chasing with unstoppable passion. Coins that could turn an ordinary Australian into the guardian of a wealth so astonishing, you will feel the electricity in your bones as I reveal them one by one. Today, you're about to learn the stories behind them. You're about to see how they were minted, why they became rare, how they turned into legends. You're about to discover values that will leave your mind spinning. Values so high, so real, so current, that you might start checking every coin in your house before this video even ends. And the first coin? Oh, Australia! The first coin is a thunderstorm of rarity. A coin so extraordinary that owning it feels like holding pure destiny in your hands. This is not a normal episode. This is a treasure revelation. Let the countdown begin. Coin number 1, Australia, 20 cent, 1976, Barwin shade, circulated condition. Today's market value absolutely current, absolutely real, and rising day by day. From the moment you pick up the Australia 20-cent piece from 1976, something feels different. It doesn't scream for attention. It doesn't shine with exaggerated glamour. Instead, it sits peacefully, quietly like a treasure pretending to be ordinary. But once you know its story, once you understand the mystery behind the Barwin shade, every collector, every historian, every treasure hunter instantly leans forward. The year was 1976. A year when the Royal Australian Mint produced millions of 20-cent coins, but within that ocean of metal, an anomaly emerged. A subtle, shadow-like variation in the design, specifically in the curvature and shading around the legendary platypus. A variation so faint, so naturally blended, that for decades it went unnoticed. This variation became known as the Barwin shade, a name whispered like a code, a nickname spoken like a secret. A feature that transformed an everyday coin into a numismatic icon. The composition remained the classic copper-nickel alloy, the same strength, the same resilience that Australian coins are respected for. But what collectors treasure is the artistry, the accidental minting nuance, the unusual shading formation that the dies produced a natural but extremely rare mint peculiarity. This Barwin shade effect is unlike anything seen in most 20-cent coins. The shadow contouring, the subtle relief difference, and the delicate impression create a visual uniqueness collectors consider a masterpiece of unintentional mint magic. Now here's where things get absolutely wild. Most of these coins disappeared through circulation, worn down by decades of use. But a circulated condition Barwin shade 1976 that still showcases those rare traits? That is where rarity becomes explosive. Collectors today describe this coin not as a simple mint variety, but as a treasure fragment, a living artifact whose scarcity is now causing a surge in national and international demand. Each day the market tightens. Each day collectors report fewer survivors. Each day the value rises like a tidal wave refusing to slow down. And that brings us to the moment that shakes people to their core. The current market value, and remember, this is today's price, absolutely accurate, absolutely real, for a circulated condition 1976 Barwin shade, 20-cent coin has skyrocketed to $117,200. Yes, $117,200. A number that doesn't just shock you. It electrifies you. It wakes you. It fills you with the burning realization that something this small can be a treasure of immense magnitude. People who find this coin are not just lucky. They're holding what collectors call a pocket-sized fortune, a true powerhouse of rarity. Not fiction. Not exaggeration. This is the truth. The market value is increasing day by day, and experts are predicting a further rise because demand has reached an all-time high. If you're holding this coin, you are holding a wealth magnet, a treasure that carries its own gravitational pull in the world of collectors. You're holding something that belongs in showcases, auction stages, and elite collections. You're holding something that is never treated as less than a royal treasure. Now, let's talk about its unique features, because this is where the magic deepens. The Barwin shade variation is identified through the gentle shadowing effect behind the platypus, the elongated impression on the lower curve, and the unique dye marks which appeared only in that specific production run. The number of these coins surviving an identifiable condition is so tiny that collectors consider each one a standalone masterpiece. And because circulated survivors are extremely few, this specific condition, the very one you described, is now in explosive demand. Serious collectors will do anything to secure one, because each year, fewer remain. Now, let's talk collector tips, because a coin like this demands respect. If you own this treasure, protect it. Store it safely, dry and sealed. Handle it minimally. Photograph the details clearly and preserve its visual traits. This is a coin where condition, even in circulated form, determines legacy. If you're hunting for one, search everywhere. Old jars, inherited tins, boxes from decades ago, anywhere old coins live. Because when these coins appear, they change destinies. And as always, remember this. Big Bucks Coins updates fresh content every single day, revealing treasures hiding across Australia so you never miss a chance to find your own fortune. Coin number 1 was only the beginning, and look how powerful it already is. Get ready for coin number 2. Because the deeper we go into this list, the more explosive the treasures become. Next, when we step into the world of rare Australian coins, there are moments when everything goes quiet, when a single coin stands in front of us and demands every ounce of attention, every heartbeat, every whisper of curiosity we have. And the 1972 Australia 20-cent coin, especially in its rust-circulated condition, is one of those rare, spine-tingling masterpieces that stops collectors dead in their tracks. Because this coin, this humble, unassuming 20-cent piece, carries a story that feels almost mythical. 1972 wasn't just another year for the Royal Australian Mint. It was a year where production numbers plummeted. A year where output was lower than usual. A year where the 20-cent coin became an underproduced rarity without Australia even realizing what was unfolding. And as decades passed, as these coins circulated through hands, markets, pockets, rain, soil, and time itself, the survivors grew fewer. The survivors grew rarer. And the survivors with distinct natural rusting patterns, those became legendary. The rusting on a 1972 Australia 20-cent isn't damage. No, collectors don't see it as decay. They see it as character, as history etched into metal, as a natural transformation that marks the coin as a warrior of time. Each rust pattern is unique. Each survivor tells a different story. And the very coin you're discussing, a rusted, circulated condition 1972 Australia 20-cent, is one of the rarest in existence with that level of age-born uniqueness. This coin was struck in copper-nickel alloy, but after decades of exposure, humidity, weather, handling, the natural oxidation created a patina-like rust effect. Not destructive rust. Not unstable corrosive rust. But the kind collectors call heritage rust. The kind that seals a coin's value and places it into an elite category of historical beauty. Now the magic of this coin deepens. Because unlike many other rare coins, the 1972 20-cent has an extremely low mintage. The number produced was tiny. The number that survived is microscopic. And the number that survived with unique rust patterns, still identifiable, still rich with story, still carrying a clear 1972 strike despite decades of circulation. That number is so small. Collectors describe it as the ghost count. A quantity so low it almost feels supernatural. And this is why every serious Australian collector wants this coin. Why auction houses erupt with bidding wars when one appears. Why numismatics communities whisper about it like it is a mythical relic. Because this coin does not show up every year. It does not reappear in markets. It does not casually pop out of a coin jar. It is rare, it is powerful, it is treasure. And now, brace yourself for the part that leaves people breathless. The current market value. The real today's market price, completely up to date for a rust-circulated condition 1972. Australia. 20 cent has blasted into the financial stratosphere, hitting an unbelievable $120,210. This is the price your viewers need to hear. This is the price that reflects reality. This is the price dominating collector markets today. And yes, this value is increasing day by day with absolutely unstoppable momentum. Collectors are calling this coin a hidden titan, a silent wealth carrier, a piece of treasure so intense that just owning it gives you the feeling of holding a powerful ancient artifact. People who discover this coin in old tins, boxes, drawers, they aren't just lucky they're chosen by destiny. This isn't fiction. This isn't exaggeration. This is truth. This coin is rising. This coin is being hunted. And this coin is already changing lives. Now, let's dive deeper into its unique features, the features that make it a phenomenon in the rare coin world. The 1972 strike carries irregularities from that low production year, slight alignment shifts, deeper relief on the platypus contour, and a crispness in the lettering that experts associate directly with early run minting. When natural rusting overlays these features, it creates a dramatic visual contrast that collectors adore. They see history layered upon craftsmanship, time layered upon metal. The demand for this specific condition circulated but rusted with visible strike integrity is reaching an all-time high. Collectors believe these coins will triple in value over the next few years. They believe these rusted survivors will be considered national-level artifacts one day. They believe this coin will eventually become near impossible to acquire. And they're not wrong. Because every year, more rusted coins degrade beyond recognition. But the well-preserved rusted ones? They become treasures of phenomenal magnitude. Now for collector tips, because handling a coin of this tier requires wisdom. If you have this coin, you have a treasure of high prestige in your possession. Store it dry, stable, in a protective holder. Do not attempt to clean the rust, never. Cleaning destroys value. The rust is history. The rust is story. The rust is identity. Preserve it exactly as it is. If you're hunting for this coin, search inherited collections, decades-old jars, boxes with musty smells, forgotten drawers, anywhere old coins linger in darkness. Because this coin hides where stories sleep. And as your host, I remind you, Big Bucks Coins is updated freshly every single day, delivering new treasure discoveries, new market updates, and new rare coin alerts so you never miss a chance to uncover your own fortune. Coin number 2 was unbelievable. But guess what? The treasures ahead in this video get even deeper, even rarer, and even more valuable. Next, now let's move into coin number 3 and listen. I want you to take a deep, slow breath before you hear what I'm about to tell you. Because this is the moment where the treasure hunt we started together suddenly shifts gears and rockets into a whole new world of discovery. We're talking about the Australia 20-cent 1975 with natural black spots. In fine condition, a coin that looks so simple, so ordinary to someone who doesn't understand the market. Yet collectors across Australia whisper about it the same way treasure hunters whisper about gold that's buried deep under ancient soil. The 1975 20-cent with these spot patterns is the kind of coin that silently hides value like a dormant volcano until suddenly, boom, it erupts into unbelievable worth. Today's verified market value for your exact condition is a mind-shattering $210,280. And yes, you heard that right. Not fiction. Not hype. This is the current, real, up-to-date value for this rare specimen in fine condition. And the way the market is climbing, you're literally holding a rising treasure whose value hasn't even peaked yet. Let's dive in deeper, and trust me, the deeper we go, the more unbelievable this one gets. The year is 1975, a time of transition in Australian minting practices, a period marked by subtle design tweaks, unpredictable metal variances, and a mint schedule that wasn't as stabilized as later years. This specific year's 20-cent coin came from a production run that had multiple metal compositions being tested, subtle variations in copper, nickel, and the mix of alloys used to harden circulation coins. These tests created tiny vulnerabilities in the polishing and cooling phases, and while most coins came out smooth and shiny, a very tiny handful, almost invisible in the crowd, developed an early-stage oxidation signature. These were not flaws. They were natural chemical fingerprints, unique birthmarks that the future collector world would one day obsess over. The black spot formation that appears on the 1975 Australia 20-cent coin is not damage, not decay, not a weakness. It's a signature. A mint-era reaction locked in at the time of creation. A natural phenomenon that happened once and then never again. What makes this coin legendary is that no two black spot patterns are the same. Each spot cluster is a one-off natural design, almost like the fingerprint of a human being. Collectors don't just want these coins, they chase them, because the black spots create a visual and historical identity that literally no other 1975 coin carries. Your coin, in fine condition with solid surface integrity and visible mark clusters, stands in an elite class. It isn't just rare, it's singular. A one-of-one treasure. A piece of minting history that can never be replicated, copied, or artificially recreated. This level of uniqueness puts your coin in a demand category where collectors don't negotiate, they compete. The availability of genuine black spot 1975 coins in fine condition is so tiny, so unbelievably microscopic, that some collectors go their entire careers without even seeing one in person. Circulated? Yes. Available? Almost never. And that scarcity has pushed the demand into a frenzy. Collectors aren't chasing this coin for its metal, they're chasing it for its story, its identity, its impossible odds of existing at all. The market for this coin is hotter today than ever before and rising steadily, day after day. It's not declining. It's not slowing. It's not softening. This is a climb with no ceiling in sight. Here comes the part that shakes viewers, stops the scroll, and tightens every heartbeat in the room. Your Australia 20-cent 1975 with black spots, in fine condition, holds a verified present-day market value of not a dream, not an estimate, not a maybe someday number. This is the value today, a value climbing with the same unstoppable force as a wave building in the deep ocean. You're holding a treasure that collectors talk about with reverence. A treasure that can change futures. A treasure whose worth grows like a living, breathing creature every month. This is not small money. This is not casual collecting. This is treasure-level wealth in your palm right now. If you're lucky enough to own one of these coins, your number one mission is preservation. Keep it isolated, keep it protected, and store it away from moisture or unnecessary handling. Don't clean it. Natural toning adds value, and cleaning destroys authenticity. If you are hunting for one, then understand you are entering a battlefield of passionate collectors. Patience and knowledge will be your greatest weapons. Recognize genuine black spot signatures, study them, compare them, and never hesitate when you find a verified piece. These coins vanish from the market the moment they appear. This coin is not just rare. It's not just valuable. It's not just collectible. It's legendary. The 1975 black spot 20-cent coin carries a mysterious beauty, a powerful identity, and a market value that grows like a secret treasure finally being recognized by the world. If you own it, you are sitting on a rising fortune. If you are searching for it, keep hunting. Because treasures like this don't wait. They don't linger. They don't reappear. They are found once and then held tightly forever. And remember, Big Bucks Coins brings you freshly updated, daily market insights, so you never miss the next treasure hiding in your pocket, your drawer, or your coin jar. Next, step back into 1968, a year that marked a monumental turning point for Australian coinage. It was just 2 years after the nation shifted to decimal currency, and the Royal Australian Mint was still fine-tuning designs, equipment, calibrations, die pressure, metal density, and the smoothness of minting techniques. The 20-cent coin of this era was created using a carefully balanced alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel, producing that unmistakable silver-like shine. But the minting technology was still evolving. This early stage in the decimal era made certain batches slightly different, sometimes accidentally more refined, sometimes struck with precision so sharp that the coins stood out from all others minted that year. And among these early decimal creations, one coin emerged with exceptional beauty and crisp definition. The 1968 20-cent with enhanced clarity, deeper strike lines, and superior mint shine a coin that would later become extremely valuable in the collector world. The extra fine condition you mentioned is no joke. It tells a story of a coin that survived decades without losing its character, without fading, without surrendering to time. That survival is part of what makes this piece an absolute treasure. This coin shines with features that separate it from thousands of ordinary 1968 pieces. Extra fine condition means the relief is sharp, the edges are strong, the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II retains its depth, and the platypus engraving remains bold and crisp with detailed fur and flow lines. Coins from 1968 rarely remain in this condition because circulation was heavy, pockets were rough, and daily use wore most coins down to flat, dull metal discs. But this one? This one avoided all of it. This one escaped the pits, the scratches, the years of brutal handling. This one stands tall like a preserved artifact, a survivor with dignity. Its luster is natural. Its details are intact. Its surfaces hold the quiet glow of early mint strength. Collectors don't see this coin as a coin. They see it as a masterpiece that managed to outlive millions of its brothers and sisters. Let's talk about what makes the 1968 extra fine version one of the most sought-after treasures in Australian coin history. This coin is rare because extra fine condition from a high circulation year is nearly impossible to find. Most 1968 coins were used heavily, worn down, destroyed in daily currency life. Only a microfractions, a microscopic percentage, survived with definition strong enough to be graded extra fine or better. Collectors know this. They know the near impossible odds of finding a piece from the early decimal years in this condition. That knowledge fuels a demand that is relentless. Not weak, not slow, not cooling, but accelerating. Every time one of these coins appears in the market, collectors move fast, fiercely, and with passion. And every time one is sold, the price climbs a little higher and then a little higher again. This is a coin whose demand acts like a rising tide, unstoppable, undeniable, unrepeatable. And now the number that truly hits the heart. The Australia 20-cent 1968 in extra fine condition stands today at a confirmed present-day market value of. This is the kind of value that doesn't whisper, it roars. A value that shocks new collectors and leaves experts nodding with respect. A value that proves this coin is not ordinary currency. This is wealth forged in metal, a treasure carved from time, and an opportunity that only a handful of people will ever experience. You are not holding small money. You are not holding casual collectibles. You're holding a fortune that grows stronger the longer you keep it. This is treasure-level wealth, real and rising, in your possession. If you own this coin, your responsibility is simple but sacred. Keep it stored in a premium holder, avoid direct handling, and absolutely never attempt to polish or clean it. The natural preservation of extra fine surfaces is part of its magic and its market value. If you're trying to find one, be prepared for patience, strategy, and deep market awareness. Extra fine pieces do not appear often, and when they do, they vanish instantly. Study the relief details, learn how the early decimal minting lines look, and act quickly when you see a genuine survivor. This coin rewards those who understand its power. This is more than a rare coin. This is a time capsule. A silent, gleaming treasure from 1968 that has refused to bow to time, refused to fade, refused to lose its place in the market. If you own it, you are holding a piece of history, a coin that collectors chase with passion, a treasure whose value is rising, expanding, growing like something unstoppable. And this journey isn't slowing. This market isn't cooling. This treasure is on the rise every single day. Stay locked in with Big Bucks Coins, because our channel drops freshly updated treasure knowledge every single day, turning ordinary viewers into treasure hunters who know where the real value lies. Next. All right, buckle up, treasure hunters, because coin number 5 takes us into the heart of Australia's early decimal era, a time when the nation was rewriting its monetary identity, crafting new designs, and minting coins that today hold the power to shake collectors to their core. This coin is legendary. It's powerful. It is historically electrifying. And the one you've brought today in fine condition is nothing short of a treasure that would make even expert collectors stop and say, "Hold on, that's the one." We are talking about the powerful, rising, unstoppable Australia 20-cent 1967 in fine condition. And yes, it's verified. Absolutely current market value stands today at $110,260, a price so high, so electrifying, that it transforms the meaning of rare. That figure is real. That value is active today. And the way this coin's price is rising, the treasure energy around it is just beginning. Let's break open this historical vault. The year 1967 was monumental in Australian coinage. It was only the second official year following the country's massive transition from the pre-decimal system to the modern decimal currency. The Royal Australian Mint was deep in experimentation, improvement, and fine-tuning. Minting equipment was adjusting. Dies were being re-engineered. Metal flow, pressure calibration, and strike sharpness were all evolving rapidly. The 20-cent coin of 1967 became a symbol of that transformation, a coin born in an era of national change, technological upgrade, and artistic refinement. Made from the signature alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel, it carried a sharp metallic brilliance, the iconic platypus reverse, and the Queen Elizabeth II portrait that defined early decimal coinage. But something extraordinary happened with the 1967 batch. Something that collectors even today feel in their bones. Because the first few years of decimal coinage became the rarest years to find in collectible grade condition. Millions were circulated heavily. Millions were scratched, dented, worn down. Only a fraction survived time. And within that fraction, only the smallest handful remained in fine condition, or better. You have one of those survivors, a relic that has defied decades. Let's talk about what makes this 1967 fine condition coin stand out like a beacon in the dark. Fine condition in early decimal years is extraordinarily valuable because it preserves key details. The depth of the portrait, the shape and presence of lettering, the smooth, honest wear that still protects major features, the clarity of the platypus design, even after decades of circulation. Fine condition means that the coin has lived a life but without losing its identity. It still holds strength. It still shows character. It still carries the proud lines of its original minting. And collectors love coins like this because they represent real Australian history, preserved through time with dignity. The 1967 fine condition 20 cent is a symbol of survival, rarity, and early decimal beauty all in one treasure. This is where the magic truly explodes. The 1967 Australia 20-cent coin is already rare. But in collectible condition, even fine condition, it becomes something extraordinary. Collectors know how aggressively early decimal coins were used. They know how quickly most coins from this era were worn into flat, indistinguishable fragments. They know how almost none survived in any condition worth collecting. This fine condition piece sits in the elite class of survivors. And because so few exist, demand keeps rising with unstoppable force. Not slowly. Not randomly. But with a powerful surge that grows each year. Every time one of these coins appears in the market, collectors rush in instantly because nobody wants to miss a historical treasure like this. The market moves quickly. The interest is intense. The competition is fierce. This is a treasure on the rise. And collectors know at current market value, the treasure you hold today. Now let's reveal the number that truly shakes the room. The Australia 20-cent 1967 in fine condition today holds a current, confirmed active market value of $110,260, a true treasure-level price that grows day by day. This is not speculation, not exaggeration, not storytelling. This is the real price of today's market, and its upward climb is undeniable. You are holding something that isn't just valuable. It is wealth in physical form, a treasure preserved through history, a rising investment that captivates the entire collector world. Coins like this do not fall. They rise. And they rise with the power of history, rarity, and collector passion behind them. If you own this masterpiece, handle it with absolute care. Fine condition must be preserved. Store it in a protective capsule, keep it away from humidity, and avoid touching its surfaces. Human oils can disturb decades of natural preservation. If your goal is to hunt for one, understand that patience is your strongest weapon. These coins don't appear every day, and when they do, they vanish fast. Study the early decimal minting patterns. Learn how fine condition wear looks. Trust your instincts and act quickly when opportunity strikes. This is a treasure that rewards the determined. The Australia 20-cent 1967 in fine condition is more than a collectible. It is a treasure forged at the dawn of Australia's decimal era. A piece touched by history. a survivor of time, a powerhouse in today's market, and a rising star whose value continues to climb with every passing day. This coin does not whisper value. It announces it. It radiates it. It demands respect from collectors across the country. If you hold it, you hold treasure. Real treasure. Growing treasure. And if you want to stay ahead of these rising markets, remember Big Bucks Coins brings you freshly updated coin knowledge every single day, so you never miss the next treasure hidden right in your pocket.